Students, how are you all? I hope you are fit and fine. Children, as you all know, we are learning seeking perfection. As we have discussed, what do you mean by perfection? Perfection is called completeness. Whatever we are doing, we should do everything in a better way. That is called perfection. I would like to recite one poem before you. In a world full of hatred and distrust, how can one concentrate on what really matters? When will we all just get over ourselves and move on? We should be living in peace and harmony, not war. I guess this world will never be perfect. I am not really sure that even exists perfection. Because of the worries of this world, because of the anxiety of this world, because of hatred, because of fear, because of depression, this world, perfection is so far for us. But children, I am telling you, this perfection never be. No one understands the perfection I seek, the reflection I see every day. No one hears the word I speak, my fear of how much I weigh. I want to be free and float in the air, weightless and oh so thin. To reach perfection, I must not care about the pain within. An underserving girl in the mirror I see, beautiful under all the fat. Children, this poem is telling us that no one understands the perfection I seek. Actually, everybody in this world are running behind the success. But actually, the success coming after the perfection. If we want to become a successful person in our life, we should perfect in all my ways. So children, this is the motto of this session, that is, how do people seek perfection in their day-to-day life? Now children, we have already discussed about these examples. John seeks perfection in any product he makes. It means whatever the work he is assigned, he is completing his work by his perfection. What kind of product do you make? Think of some example. Take any product you make. Like homework, describe how we will define perfection in making this product. Now children, here are so many things that we are making in everyday life. From morning to night, whatever we are doing, that is all showing the perfection of our life. If we are doing our work with the perfection, so nothing be impossible for us. So children, whatever we are doing, we should do with the perfection. Perfection was created to make us feel imperfect. But imperfect, of course, is the perfect thing to do. We spend every hour of every day of every week, trying to be different, trying to be unique. Our nature is to search for answers to life's question, concept we don't understand, like what is perfection. So children, by these examples you can understand, you strive to be perfect. A term you don't understand, you should be yourself before it gets out of hand. Surely happiness is of priority over a word like perfection. So ask yourself this: who looks back in your perfection? Children, here you can see perfection is nothing but whatever the work is assigned to you, you have to perform in a better way. Perfection is a state variously of completeness, flawlessness, or supreme excellence. The term is used to designate a range of diverse, if often kinder concepts. These have historically been addressed in a number of discrete disciplines, notably mathematics, physics, chemistry, ethics, aesthetics, ontology, and theology. So, children, the term and the concept, if we will see, the form of word long fluctuated in various language. The English language had the alternates perfection and the biblical perfectionist. The word perfection derives from the Latin perfectio and perfect. From perfectus, these expressions in turn come from the perfectio, to finish, to bring to an end. Perfection just literally means a finishing, and perfect and finished as a grammatical parallels. Many modern languages have adopted their terms for the concept of perfection, for the Latin and the French, parfait and perfection, the Italian perfetto, perfezione, the Spanish perfecto and perfection, the English perfect and perfection, the Russian soveroveni, or the kotor of the Serbian servicen. The genealogy of concept of perfection reaches back behind Latin to Greek. The Greek equivalence of the Latin perfectus was teleos. So the latter Greek expression generally had concrete referents such as perfect physician or fluist, a perfect comedy, or a perfect social system. Hence the Greek teleoids was not yet so fraught and abstract and superlative associations as would be the Latin perfection or the modern perfection. To avoid the latter associations, the Greek term has generally been translated as completeness rather than perfection. The oldest definition of perfection, fairly precise and distinguishing the shades of the concept, go back to the Aristotle in book Delta of the Metaphysics. He distinguished three meanings of the term, or rather three shades of the one meaning, but in any case three different concepts, that is perfect, which is complete, which contains all the requisite parts, which is so good that nothing of kind could be better, which has attained its purpose. The first of these concepts are fairly well subsumed within the second. Between those two and the third, however, there arises a duality in concept. The duality was expressed by Thomas Aquinas and Summa Theologica when they distinguish a twofold perfection. When a thing is perfect in itself, as he put it, in its substance, when it is perfectly served its purpose. Okay, children. The variant of the concept of the perfection would have been quite of the piece of the 2000 years. Had they not been confused with others kind of concept, the chief of was the concept of that which is the best in Latin, excellentia, excellence. In antiquity, excellentia, the perfectio made appear. Thus, for example, degenerates were called perfectionism. So, the paradox, if you will tell, the parallel existence of two concepts of perfection, one is strict as such and other is loose excellence, have been given the rise perhaps since antiquity, but certainly since the Renaissance, to a singular paradox, and the greatest perfection is imperfection. This was formulated by the Lucio Venini, who had a precursors in the 16th century writer Joseph Juste Scaliger. So children, there are so many concepts, or you can say there are so many things that we can say these things are perfect, these things are not perfect. But actually children, this is the something that we want to be perfect, that we should be focus in our whatever we are working. So children, first of all, that we should be very much focused on what we are working just now. Whatever we are doing, that should be perfect. So that is why these examples are given over here, that whatever the work you are doing at your home, it should be sewing, it should be embroidery, it should be rangoli making, it should be whatever the things you are doing, you should be perfect in all your ways. What kind of the product do you make? Think of some examples. Take any one product you make. Homework, describe how you will define perfection in many this respect. If the teacher is giving you some work, that how much extent you are doing your work with the perfection. So this is the time that you should think. Now if you will say, thus I too can awaken my possibility of seeking perfection. Yes children. Now here you can see one example of Zeba. Zeba seeks perfection in any process or method she follows. Zeba does her science experiment using the scientific method taught to them without missing any step. It means she is using proper steps, whatever she has learned. I need to be careful in handling these chemicals, nothing should drop on the table. Zeba seeks perfection in the method, approach she uses to take care of the guest. Zeba is put in charge of taking care of the guest for a perfection. She makes checklist of all these needs to be there. Mathematically goes about the making sure and each being is done perfectly. It means Zeba is not only perfect in her work, but also in perfect of the social etiquettes and behavior. We just saw two examples from Zeba's life where she was methodical and meticulous. What are some situations that would require you to do methodological like Zeba? What challenges could you face in your being methodological? So children, this is the topic for discussion. Sometimes we need very much methodologicals. Perfection in the products we make, perfection in any process or method we follow. It means it is based on our working condition, it is based on our using the rules and regulation and algorithm of perfection. Now children, perfection is not a one-day dream. Actually, perfection we should be gain if we are patient. My soul in struggling thou dost ill. The chicken is the shell lies still. So dot the embryo in the womb. So dot the corpse within the tomb. So dot the flower sleep in its cause, obedient all to nature's laws. But though art still striving to be free, as if none were in bounds but thee. Thou for the time thou art clothed with earth, ere long thou'lt have a happy birth. The chirping birds will break its shell, the infant leave its loathed cell. The sleeping dust will rise and speak, and will her marble prison break. The flower her beauty will display, then my insatiate soul away. Beyond the sky will take her flight, and rest above the spheres of night, in everlasting life and light, scorning this dunghill globe of earth. She'll go from whence she had her birth. But, O my soul, once more return, and call me in my silent urn. But if asleep I found, jog me and say the trump doth sound. Then will I rise and fly away with thee to everlasting day. Then shall our grief and past and noise be swallowed up of infinite toys. Then being imperfect and sublimed, we shall discern and globe content. Then shall we know that all we shall discern this globe calcined. Then shall we know these orbs of wonder, when in a maze we now live under. And why sad Saturn heavy eye frowns on me with the malignancy. Children, this is the beautiful poem, and why conjunction should be foreshew. Some mighty monarchy overthrew, and by what swift and infinite power soul runs 300 miles an hour. And why pale Cynthia doth so change her lovely face as he doth range, all night a hunting in the shade, and how fair Venus can be made. Hespers in the Orient, and Vespers in the Occident, or whether eternal fire doth burn, or that his terrace globe doth turn. Actually, children, the nature and behavior will always be perfect. If the nature is perfect in its disciplined manner, so why not we? If we try to deal with perfection, expert says that you can begin by being a little kinder to yourself and showing more self-compassion. You can also go back in time and think about why do not feel you are good enough. So children, with self-confidence, you will become a perfectionist. So children, whenever you are getting any occasion to show your kindness, to show your good behavior, don't पीछे मत रहिए, because this is the beautiful time to showing your perfection. Seeking perfection is not a simple thing, because nobody is perfect. Perfectionists are people who strive to meet very high standard in everything they do. Be in the workplace, in sport, cooking or die, as with the all personality trait. There are different degrees of perfectionism. Perfectionists can be lumped into two categories based on how flexible they are about their standard. But when you are following these type of the standard, then you feel low because you are not doing the thing in the proper way. So it is important that whatever the work you are getting in a day, till morning to night. So that is the time that you should be perfection. You should seek the perfection. First of all, you should be empathize to be others. And what is empathy? You can breathe without empathy. It's oxygen for your soul. Your emotional being won't thrive without tender-hearted listening and care. Powerfully daily self-care, affirmation that will change your life. The world needs you. You have gifts and magic that can only come through you. We are here to guide you, to assist you as a remember the incredibility beautiful you. So children, don't expect to see a change if you don't make one. So children, always remember that don't wait until the conditions are perfect to begin. Beginning makes the condition perfect. That is the beginning. It means you have to start your day with the perfection. Today you could be standing next to someone who is doing all they can do not fall apart. A clear vision backed by the definite plans gives you a tremendous feeling of confidence and personal power. So children, this is the day when you have to be perfectionist. You just take a step on the way of the perfection. You will become a perfectionist. Don't tell me the sky is the limit where there are footprints on the moon. So children, between being humble and sweet is the hardest thing you can do. But children, it is not tough for you because you are seeking perfection. You are the artist of your life. Don't give the paintbrush to anyone else. So children, if you want to become a perfectionist, you have to be very particular about whatever you are doing. A goal is a dream with a deadline. The bad times make the good times better. If you want your life to be changed, your clock must change, and today is the best day of your life to begin. Children, these type of the things, this day will never come back in your life. If you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion. For your passion will lead you right into your purpose. See your goal, understand the obstacle, create a positive mental picture, clear your mind of self-doubt, embrace the challenge, stay on track. These are the things that can make you perfect. Your best story will come from your struggle. The seeds of your success are in your failures. Your praises will be birthed from your pains. Keep standing. I have never seen a storm last forever. Seasons change. Be encouraged. Be encouraged and be positive. Whatever you are doing, you should start with a positive way. You have the patience, the strength, and the passion to achieve your ambitions, your goals, and your dreams. All you need to do is try. I want to be around people that do things. I don't want to be around people anymore that judge or talk about what people do. I want to be around people who dream and support and do things. So that will be your motto of your life. People who create their own drama deserve their own karma. So, children, a day without laughter is a day of wasted. So, children, start your day with full attention, with full enthusiasm. Think that is the last day of your life. Life is short, so take some chances. Love your life, children. Then you will become a perfectionist. Now, children, here you can see Mihir seeks perfection in his interactions with people. Mihir is a sailor at the shop and he wants to become a perfectionist. Why? Because he wants to sell his product in a simple way and he wants to convince his client. He wants to satisfy his clients. That is why he is trying hard. He's trying hard and he is giving next to next product. And here, children, you can say that person is showing empathy, this person is showing respect to others. That is the most important thing, children. Now here decide what you want to buy quickly. At chairwise, I will go the same other customer. Gautam will wishing relative, hello. These relations are so boring. I hope they go sound. It means Gautam doesn't care be politer or utter to his guest. So these are the things we should think about. I too can seek perfection in my interaction with others. How? Think of one concrete example, each of you. How can you seek perfection in your interactions with teachers, with other school staff, watchmen, cleaners, etc., with family members, with friends? So here, children, you can see it's a picture about your humbleness, about your politeness. That is showing that you are none other than but a perfect person because you are handling your relationship in a better way. Okay? So, children, perfection is nothing but it's a, you can say it's a motto of life. Examples of sentence seeking perfection, another pressure, adolescence. 3 steps seeking excellence include: is the desired outcome specific? Is the desired outcome attainable? Is self-talk positive and constructive? One final element of the perfectionist that we want to slavage in the practice of dreaming of lofty and grandiose goal, like become a CEO or write a bestseller. We want to slavage at beauty of inspiration, of the grandiose vision, but avoid judging ourselves against it is an unfair way. The excellence theist knows that the path to their greatness is made up of many small successes and many small celebrations. And she and he masters the art of letting herself win many times along the way. So children, this is the way you can become a perfectionist. So think about it. And if we are looking at the seeking perfection, seek perfection is the continuous improvement dimension of your life. It is the principle that best describes the dimension because embodies the purpose of the dimension, while the other principle in the dimension describe how to improve. This is the principle the best gets the heart of the spirit of the chasm, and it's something that everybody does, what happens everywhere in the organization and happens every time of all the time. So children, these are the things that we should consider. Self-perfection, first of all, seek excellence, seek improvement, pursue perfection, pursue excellence, pursue improvement. The reason to support pursue instead of current seek, pursue is more purposeful. So you have to pursue excellence or perfection. Now, I too awaken my possibility of seeking perfection. Perfection in the product we make, perfection in any process or method we follow, perfection in interaction with others. Now here children, you can see Uma seeks perfection in her role as a mother. She takes good care of her family. She makes sure that her healthy and tasty food on time, these clothes are books and in a good condition, etc. They know they can turn to the Uma in any trouble. She takes pride in keeping her house well. Uma is a homemaker, but wherever we are working, as I am a homemaker, so I have to work hard to do my thing in better way. So this is called perfection, children. This is not a concept that it is hard to be strived, but you have to follow the rule, you have to consider others, to show empathy to others. So this is called perfection. Okay, children? So how can we get perfection? That is as simple as we have done, that it is not easy to seek perfection, but we become perfectionists if we are following some steps to become a successful person, a perfect human being. Be kind, be cautious, be honest, and be focused. That way you can become a perfectionist, not ever in your work or working place or whatever you are doing, but in your attitude, in your behavior, in your social surrounding. So children, be patient, be powerful, and be positive in your attitude. Thank you very much, children, for listening me. So we will meet again. Till then, bye-bye and take care.